Welcome back to the Garden with Joe and Holly radio show. Thank you for being with us. It's time for your garden questions and our garden answers. Submit them over to gardentalkradio@gmail.com. That's gardentalkradio@gmail.com, or give us a call toll free coast to coast at 1-800-927-SHOW. That's 1-800-927-7469. We'll go right to the hotline. We have a question about insect.
Hello. I'm from Eau Claire, Wisconsin area. But anyway, I was wondering what's the latest that a person can do about that spotted wing dyspholia. It's that Asian fruit fly that's wrecking berries. And, so it's a cross between what to do. Because organic people don't want you to take and spray anything. And but yet you want to save our crops from that fruit fly maggot. So I was wondering if you would touch on that a little bit. It's hard to spray neem oil, I suppose. Never tried it, but won't that oily neem oil taste get into the fruit? Who's going to be able to wash raspberries, for example? But it's about time now. It'll be making all the blueberries fall off as it makes them soft. So what can be done about it? What's the latest thing? Anybody got any good traps at work? And so it's that time when we need to do something. So I'll be listening to your program again, of course. Thank you.
All right, Holly, you've done some intensive research on this, and you have some answers.
Yeah, so they do cause quite a bit of damage, especially in raspberries, as was mentioned. You can make your own trap for this, and this is for the spotted wing Drosophilia, Drosophilia. And they're very common in the upper Midwest-ish. And so you can make a trap, and you take about a 32-ounce cup, and you poke holes in the top, like around the top upper side of the cup, basically, and then you leave about 3 to 4 inch section on the bottom without holes because you're going to put apple cider vinegar in the trap. If you have access to these small yellow sticky card traps, you can put that inside. You usually get those at garden stores. Otherwise, you can add some unscented dish soap to the vinegar. And then when you put those little holes in, the flies will get stuck in there. And then they get stuck in the trap into the apple cider vinegar, and they basically drown. So that's one way. You don't want to put this right in the middle of your berry patch, though. You want to put them kind of away from your berry patch, and I would recommend putting a lid on it just so other larger insects that might be beneficial won't get caught in there. So just make sure they're just about 3/16 of an inch hole. Another thing you could do is you could put nets over your berries as well. That's another option.
You want to make sure the size of the netting.
Yeah, you want to make sure that the size of the netting is proper for that. These are your options. Otherwise, they do say, the University Extension says at times insecticides are necessary. So that is something you would have to determine for yourself. And if you want to use it, it's best to spray those in the evening time so it doesn't have a large impact on pollinators.
All right. Hi, guys. I was wondering if you have a lot of bees in your garden. I have a variety of beautiful flowers and vegetables. I garden organically, and any spray is done after the pollinators have finished. But over the last years, it seems that I don't have enough bees. I also have numerous bee balms. I do not even have those anymore. I have experienced the same. Have you experienced the same thing? Ilona, listener at Wham Radio, 1600 AM and 92.7 out of Ann Arbor.
Always good to hear from Ilona. So I've noticed, I haven't noticed anything in our garden itself, but on my porch garden, I feel like I've seen less and less bees. And I don't plant a lot of wildflowers.
Right. But I've seen in the garden, there's fewer and fewer bees. There's more insects and flies and wasps and stuff than bees themselves.
Even out walking outside in nature, I feel like there's less and less bees. So I think that that's correct. And I'm sure that it's possible that there are just less and less bees in general, especially as There's alternating weather patterns. There's different usage of chemicals on large agricultural scales. Less biodiversity as urban sprawl occurs. Even by us where we live, we see it in multitudes. More houses.
Acreages and acreages that was wooded 5 years ago doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, or farms or whatever. Yeah, so I think that there's a huge impact. One thing you continually always can do is just continue to grow biodiverse, whether that be different types of vegetables, flowers, anything like that attracts the bees. Flowers that you can kind of do your own research, but native plants are very, very helpful as well.